Chapter 7. The Kingdom of Breath. The sacred grove on Mindoro breathed differently now, where JR's blood had soaked the earth. The narrow sapling from Gethsemane unfurled leaves of spun gold, casting prismatic light through the bolete canopy. Cardinal Luis Antonin, no longer a prince of the church, just Luis, knelt beside Apelec, planting camote cuttings around its base. Not a shrine, Luis murmured, dirt under his nails. A simbahan en Gilupa, a church of soil. Bahagan elders wove walls from bamboo and ramblan vine, open to the sky. No crucifix hung here, only JR's last words, carved into living wood. NG 300 ANG Simbahan Engayan. The 300 are the church now. Vincent, Ray, and Christopher stood at the grove's edge, the crown's light pulsing softly within them, Vincent's palms aglow, Ray's shadow unnaturally deep, Christopher's eyes holding the stillness of forests. Where do we start? Vincent asked. Luis touched the golden narrow leaf, where he fell, with breath, not stone. Manila's smoky mountain. Vincent climbed the reeking trash slopes where JR once healed dengue orphans. Typhoon debris had reignited the plague. Corpse collectors piled bodies. Vincent didn't hide his glow this time. He pressed luminous hands to fevered brows, shouting, "The breath heals. Not for profit, for capo, shared humanity." Crowds followed. A PharmaCorp sniper's bullet tore through Vincent's thigh. He pulled it out, flesh knitting instantly. "See," he laughed, blood sizzling gold on the trash. "The light doesn't bleed, it spreads." When PharmaCorp thugs torched a shantytown, Vincent led thousands to occupy their gleaming tower. He didn't destroy it. He transformed its lobby into a clinic where executives, children sat beside scavengers, breathing the same purified air. The CEO resigned, handing keys to Sister Anjali. Her first decree, free medicine for all, paid for by emptying the tycoon's frozen accounts. Kinshasa, Congo, Ray faced a different demon. General Nzito's cannibal warlords, orphaned by Ray's earlier exorcism, had pledged to Sombra Negra the black shadow hunting cobalt mines. Ray entered the mine shaft where children chipped or under whips. Sombra Negra coalesced a shifting void with CEO faces, tycoon allies chewing ghostly coltan. "You hunger. Eat this," Ray hissed. He didn't chat. He breathed. The crown's light within him streamed out, not as beams, but as living scripture. Aramaic, Tagalog, Lingala, scorching the void. Sombra Negra shrank, vomiting swallowed souls. The warlords dropped their whips, weeping for mothers they'd butchered. Ray didn't forgive. He pointed to the children. "Your chains are theirs now. Dig them out." Former warlords carried malnourished kids up the shaft under Ray's shadow darkness that now protected Wall Street, New York. Christopher stood before the tycoon's skyscraper, now seized by #Crown of Light activists. He didn't speak. He called. From Central Park, 1,000 squirrels swarmed the building. Rats deserted subways to gnaw server cables. Pigeons carpeted windows, blocking trading screams. The Dow crashed. CEOs screamed into dead phones. Christopher signed to a news drone. The beasts reclaimed stolen ground. He led protesters planting wildflowers in the marble lobby. Hedge fund managers, stripped of digital tethers, wandered dazed into community gardens. Some kept digging, their hands remembering soil. A banner unfurled, Rumblan Trading Post, wealth measured in breath, not Bitcoin. The West Philippine Sea. Luis sailed with Apa Eleg on a repurposed Navy patrol boat. No weapons, just Bahagan fishers, and the golden narrow sapling in a clay pot. Chinese Coast Guard ships approached, water cannons primed. Luis raised JR's woven shalakot hat. "We come to plant peace." Apelug scattered Rumblan sea salt onto the waves. Christopher's orcas surfaced, nudging Chinese hulls gently but irresistibly aside. On Scarborough Shoal, Luis planted the sapling. Its roots hit coral and spread, shooting golden tendrils underwater, forming a luminous reef where fish swarmed. Chinese sailors lowered binoculars, crossing themselves. Admiral Wong radioed Beijing. "Sir, the shoal is singing." Satellite images showed the reef pulsing like a heartbeat. Manila and Beijing declared it a shared sanctuary of breath. Luce's first diplomatic treaty. Vatican City. Pope Gregory XVII watched #Crown of Light healings flood social media. Cardinals demanded condemnation. Gregory opened Luce's smuggled package, a vial of JR's blood-soaked Mindoro soil, a golden Nara leaf, and a USB drive showing Luis washing a bahag on elders' feet. The Pope knelt in the Sistine Chapel. "We were the stone," he whispered to Michelangelo's Christ. "They are the breath." Next Sunday, he stunned the world. "The Church of Rome relinquishes temporal power. Let our treasures feed the poor. Our palaces house refugees. Our faith breathe." Swiss guards dropped halberds, joining soup kitchens. The Vatican Bank dissolved, funds flowing to Vincent's clinics. Traditionalists rioted. Gregory smiled, tending his new window box herb garden. "Let them rage. The kingdom grows in cracks." Rambon's Judgment Fields, where Governor Estrada's mansion once stood, communal rice terraces now fanned down hillsides. Aling Maria taught Manila street kids to plant heirloom Balatino rice. "Make each grain a prayer," she said. Mang Ben, sober and scarred, forged plows from melted Legionnaire armor. But shadows lingered. Former fog survivors whispered, "Why did I live?" Nightmares choked sleep. Ray arrived, guided by dreams. He gathered them at midnight in Estrada's ruined ballroom. "The fog judged deeds," he said. "Now judge yourselves." He breathed out not light, but shared darkness. The ballroom became a collective dreamscape. Each person relived their worst act. Nang Ben disowning JR, a fisherman poisoning nets. They screamed, wept, confronted their ghosts. Ray didn't absolve. He stood beside them in the dark. Now breathed through it. Dawn found them exhausted, hollowed, but clean. The first true sleep in months. The Amazon's new war. Christopher sensed the chainsaw shrieks. First illegal loggers, funded by Pharmacorp remnants, slashing toward the golden Nara reef. He stood alone, arms wide. Jaguars flowed from green shadows. Anacondas coiled in logging paths. Howler monkeys rained excrement. But the lodgers wore demonic anting Prague's last curse. Jaguars recoiled, snarling at unseen barriers. Christopher's hands trembled, too far from the crown's heart light. Then a hum, Vincent's healing glow, amplified through Sister Angeli's Mumbai clinic, streamed via satellite into Christopher's chest. Ree's exorcism chant, echoing from Kinshasa mines, fortified his spirit. Luce's prayer from the Scarborough Shoal Reef anchored in. The 300's light converged. Christopher's signing became a command shout. Break. The anting shuddered. Jaguars leapt. The forest reclaimed its butchers. The first breath council. They gathered not in a hall, but under Mindoro's golden Nara, now 20 feet tall. No flags, no titles. Luis, Apelad Vincent, Ray, Christopher, Sister Anjali, Admiral Juan retired, a Xingu chief, a former Pharmacorp VP, and a Manila scavenger all equal. They sat on woven mats. Issues flowed. Kenyan herders need drought-resistant seeds. Manila's addicts need Ree's shadow healing. Scarborough's reef needs protection. Decisions weren't voted. They breathed. When consensus resonated, the Nara's leaves chimed. Vincent proposed dissolving all armies. The leaves stayed silent. Apelad amended, turn armies into Earth Healer's disaster response. Rewilding? The tree sang. Christopher signed, let beasts guide city design. The Nara glowed. Sister Anjali, call it the breath accord. Golden pollen showered them. Luis wept. JR's blood had birthed a governance of guided breath. Alcantara at dusk. JR's nipa hut stood open. Inside, Mang Ben polished the crease that drew JR's covenant blood. Aling Maria wove a banig mat from golden Nara leaves. Outside, children played Bahagan and Legion. But the Legionnaires always surrendered, embraced, and planted trees. Luis arrived, footsore from walking island paths. He placed a new dream on JR's bamboo altar, a sketch of interconnected breath chapels worldwide grassroots. Open air, centered on healing and shared meals. Apavilag added a Bahagan prophecy stick. When the 300 become 3 million, The second wind rises. Christopher touched the hut's threshold. Ants carried a fallen Nera leaf inside, placing it on JR's sleeping mat. Olling Maria smiled. He visits. They sat in silence as fireflies awoke not just insects, but tiny sparks of the crown's light, dancing in the warm, breathing dark. The kingdom wasn't built. It grew, one breath, one healed wound, one surrendered chain at a time.